Organizers to this event. Sa lahat ng mga team, lahat ng mga participants at mga bisita na nandito ngayon, magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Sa liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, ang Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Maraming pangarap ang natupad ngayong araw na ito. Maraming bagong talento ang mabibigyang pansin at maraming magkakaroon ng oportunidad ipakita ang galing nila sa larangan ng basketball. This league for you to showcase your skills.
But the basketball action continues here at the University of Perpetual Health System Dalta in Las Piñas for the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL inaugural season. We're halfway through our 6-game slate this Thursday as we feature our teams from Quezon City and Rizal. But first we start off with an 18-under matchup as the 8-8 Quezon City Junior Giants take on the debuting Rizal Switch Fiber. Hello everyone who's watching us live on the official Junior MPBL Facebook page. Ako po si Ken Pangilinan alongside Coach Noy Afera. And Coach, Quezon City is coming off a loss on opening day while Rizal trying to make a statement on their opening assignment.
Yes, that's right. It's been a rainy day so far. We're halfway through the schedule, but for us again, nagsisimula pa lang yung araw natin, and what better way to open our schedule with an 18-under matchup. Of course, we have a debuting team in Rizal, and itong Quezon City Giants, Junior Giants, looking to bounce back from that opening day loss to Malabon.
So let's talk about itong Quezon City. We've mentioned how they lost narrowly against the Malabon Fisher Mall in the 18-under matchup, and it was really a close game. They were only down by a point late in the fourth quarter, but a crucial foul and a technical foul gave itong Malabon 4 free throws, kaya naman nanalo itong Malabon against Quezon City.
Well, definitely for Quezon City, they've learned a lot from that loss. For any team, for any player, for any coach, the best time to learn is during those losses, and in that ball game, I think one thing they really have to stress is leading his team, and of course Eric Cordaño, 13 points coming off the bench. So really a lot of building blocks here for the Quezon City team.
And they will try to bounce back against this Rizal Switch Fiber team. This is their opening assignment. They are owned by Mr. Glenn Anore and coached by former player John Wilson. And coach, from your observation of these players, what can you expect from this Rizal Switch Fiber team?
Well, first and foremost, of course, right now the most noted person on that bench is the Coach John Wilson. Of course, we know the player coach John Wilson, just a knockdown scorer. He can shoot from everywhere. Very smart, and I'm really interested how much of that knowledge he can transfer to his players. And I was talking to him earlier. Most of the players here from the open tryouts, and he does have some key recruits, most notably itong si Sean Antazo, who was just recently recruited by Letran, and of course a son of a former teammate, itong si Reguera, who now plays for Arellano.
So those two players are someone to watch out.
In this game, and meanwhile para sa Rizal Switch Fiber, they are hoping to showcase their new system. But before anything else, we would like to thank the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL inaugural season 18-under. Kaya tingnan nga natin sino kaya ang makakakuha ng kanilang unang panalo as I turn you over to our game announcer.
Las Piñas. First, we would like to thank Atlantis 88, sponsor of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL inaugural season. And now, both teams are ready for the fourth matchup of the MPBL Junior MPBL 18 under ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Introducing first the Quezon City 828 Junior Giant, starting by playing Lubo. The Quezon City 828 Junior Giant head coach, Coach Justin Tan. And now let's wave for Rizal Switch Fiber 18 under, starting by point guard number 24, Clark Solis. His shooting guard number 11, Sean Antazo. Playing shooting guard number 17, number 72, Martin Navales. Playing power forward number 4, Russell Balili. At center number 21, Rizal Kuwe. Head coach of Rizal Switch Fiber 80 under, Coach John Wilson.
Coach John Wilson and the rest of the Rizal Switch Fiber team trying to make a splash here in the 18 under matchup. They will go up against the Quezon City 828 Junior Giants. Starters for both teams. For Quezon City, it's Eric Cordaño, Rans Moyuela in the backcourt alongside Aza Atienza, Francis Lumbo, and Justin Del Rosario up front. The opening possession results into a turnover para dito sa Quezon City. Antazo, high looping three, no good. And this is the guy that we're watching out for on the side of Rizal, Sean Antazo. Only 16 years old, hailing from Binangonan.
But already some glaring reviews, especially from Coach John. As in, if you ask Coach John, sino bang notable players mo dito? Sean Antazo, ganyan. So, we're expecting a lot from him. And for Rizal, a bit of an advantage here, being able, they can already watch film. Because ito nga, pangalawang game na to ng Quezon City. Well, for Quezon City naman, they pretty much know very little about this Rizal team.
Meanwhile, for Quezon City, we've got this guy, Eric Cordaño, now starting after having an impressive performance in their last game. Meanwhile, sidestep beauty galing dito kay Balili to open things up for Rizal.
Well, you like to see yung mga big guys who are able to put the ball on the floor, and that time Balili just showing that.
And for Quezon City naman, Coach, like we mentioned on top, they were actually up in the fourth quarter. Majority of the time kasi lamang yung 18 under squad ni Coach Froilan Bagyon and Malabon in their opening game. They had multiple chances to steal the game, but unfortunately for them, yung crucial foul of a three-pointer, and then immediately to si Deiso got whistled for a technical foul, which resulted to 4 free throws, and that really iced the game para sa Malabon. They knocked down all 4 of those.
Considering they lost by just 5 points.
Oo, yun yung masakit.
So actually, yun din part of the game is the maturity, just making the right plays, making the right decisions. As we see Cordaño, like you said earlier, came off the bench in their first game, but right now getting to start, and for hindi naman kasi set yung lineups nga. You as a coach, when you start the tournament, you try to see which players can start for you.
And that power move is brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL. And that's what he does really. Ito si Eric Cordaño. Go into fast break mode, coast to coast, and majority of his points in their last game galing sa ganyang klaseng atake.
Well, you'd like to have a guard who can put some pressure on the defense, even yung early offense.
Cordaño had 13 points, 3 steals, an efficient outing, 6 out of 12 shooting from the field in 29 minutes off the bench. Right now, he's starting for Coach Justin Tan. For Rizal, this is a team owned by Mr. Glenn Anore, as I mentioned earlier, and managed by Mr. Ariel Balahadia. And during their tryouts, as Cordaño misses on that free, sa tryouts nitong Rizal, nung last portion ng tryouts sila, they were really searching for that one, at least a couple of big guys that can help their cause. So, isa to sa mga dapat. Pantaso so far, 0 out of 3 to start off this ball game. Rans Moymuela, he actually struggled, particularly in the first half in their game against Malabon. Did not have any field goal mix, but exploded in the second half and scored 13 of his 17 points in the last 2 quarters. But unfortunately for them, they came up short against Malabon. But now they will try to bounce back here as Moyuela onto the front court. Gets into a cutting. Eric Cordaño, count it, and 1. And good aggressive drive once again for Eric Cordaño. And this power move is brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL.
Actually, just like that, si Coach Justin Tan just may have found his dynamic backcourt duo.
Side of Rizal, Coach John Wilson, not a happy customer on the sidelines. See him really trying to work the referees.
Well, this may be the debut of Coach John Wilson in the Junior MPBL, but he said that he already did a little bit of coaching for other leagues, but still in youth basketball pa din.
5:31 left in the first quarter. Lamang ang Quezon City 6-2 as Rans Moyuela with the technical free throw. Rans Moyuela has a good, actually doing a great job of drawing fouls and getting to the foul line. 8 out of 11 siya in their last game from the free throw line. Good volume and percentage.
And it looks like yung kanyang backcourt partner can also do the same. So that's a pretty dynamic backcourt in Cordaño and Moyuela.
I was about to say, maganda yung balance silang dalawa ni Eric Cordaño. Sa ito si Rans Moyuela. You could see here si Eric Cordaño really trying to push the pace, going from one end to another. Si Rans Moyuela naman yung medyo chill, kontra-tempo, using his handles, di ba, Coach?
Yung medyo takes his time reading the defense. While itong si Cordaño pretty much, is just trying to attack and put pressure on that defense.
7-2 is our score, just past the halfway mark of the first quarter. As Atienza trying to locate ito si Del Rosario inside. As Rizal makes its first substitution, but before that, there's a timeout requested by Rizal. Magbabalik po kami dito sa Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. At the University of Perpetual Health System, Dalta. That's a good sized crowd watching this action between Quezon City and Rizal in the 18 under division. And Coach, quick start so far galing dito sa Junior Giants.
Well, pretty much yung kasi sa starting 5 nila, you have already the top 4 scorers in that game 1 loss nila. So I think the problem here, what we should be watching out is what does Quezon City do when they're forced to go to their bench.
And Rizal forces a turnover. 3-pointer on its way. That is short. Espinosa trying to battle for the rebound. And a foul whistled against the guys in white.
Ayun nga, that kid who just shot that three-pointer itong si Reguera. Paul Reguera is the son of a former teammate ni Coach John Wilson. So, kumbaga, earmark na yan to play for him eventually. And we'll see what he can do here.
Good ball movement by the guys in red. Short jumper, no good para dito kay Balili. Muyuela. His team up by 5 with 3.5 minutes remaining in the first. Rafa Romero, this time coming off the bench, hands it off. Muyuela drives inside, dish.
See yung colors ng uniform nila medyo, it's white and green.
And there seems like an issue with something as referees asking for an official's timeout. Gonna sort out something with Coach John Wilson. So magbabalik po kami. Dito lang po kayo sa Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat po sa Panginoon sa magandang Nais kong pasalamatan ang ating Panginoon sa binigay niyang lakas ng pangatawan natin at itong biyaya, pagkakataon na makapaglaro tayo ng basketball. Maraming salamat sa ating Commissioner, Chief Picasso, at sa lahat ng mga organizers for this event. Sa lahat ng mga team, lahat ng mga participants at mga bisita na nandito ngayon, magandang...
Welcome back to the Junior MPBL. I asked the Quezon City Junior Giants to take me back to what happened in the dugout after their loss. At sabi nga nila, syempre ay medyo malungkot sila, pero what they kept in mind is that this is a lesson learned. At masasabi nga nila na kung hindi man sila ang pinakamalakas, surely sila ang pinaka-competitive na team sa ligang ito. Let's see, paano nga ba sila makakabawi as this ball game progress? Ken and Coach Noy?
Mikey, if there's something that they could take away from their last game, it's their defense was, for the most part, really solid, especially yung pressure defense sila. They forced 27 turnovers, had 16 steals, and dikit naman yung laban. They were within 1 during the last minute, but just unable to finish off tong kalaban nila, yung Malabon Fisher Mall, as a 3 knockdown by Arcibal for Rizal.
Well, what's important for Quezon City is to be able to bounce right back, because you don't want to be going down 0-2, especially since you were very competitive in your first game and could have easily have been a victory for them.
And take a look at that 3-pointer galing dito kay Arcibal, JC that is, as they cut the lead to 2-7-5 with 2:26 remaining in the opening quarter.
And that's only the first make for both teams from the three-point area. 1 out of 5 for Rizal.
And Rizal unable to take care of the rock. Rafa Romero, who really struggled in their opening game. 5 points, 5 assists, 4 steals, but only 2 out of 12 field goal shooting, and missed all 8 of his attempts from beyond the arc.
But you like how he was trying to contribute in other areas of the ball game. And that's one way to earn minutes even if you don't score.
Kick out pass, here he is. Rafa Romero. Tubong Banwa makes that 3-pointer.
So that's going to be the first 3-point conversion for the team in white.
Tubong Banwa snatches the board. Siya na magbababa dito. Almost a steal. Mazo. Punta kay Lumbo. Hopping in. Espinosa securing the basketball. 1 minute and 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Dangerous pass. And tuluyan ng pinabigay ng Rizal ang bola balik sa Quezon City ang possession dito.
Well, good pressure defense shown there by Tanchi.
Caleb Tanchi the son of former Ateneo Blue Eagle, Paul Tanchi. And later on, we'll see his brother, his younger brother.
I believe
and
plays in the 14 under.
Oo. Wow, he's not shy, firing away from deep. After 3 attempts, finally making one. Pagka 54.8 seconds remaining. And strong start for Coach Justin Tan and his boys, trying to bounce back from their opening day loss. Romero being guarded. Another three-pointer. In and out. Battle for the loose ball. And Rizal will head to the line as itong Quezon City over the foul limit.
I think Caleb Tanchi in less than 2 minutes of action already three-point attempts, no?
Actually, apat na eh.
Apat lang.
1 out of 4 so far.
That's a pretty good role to have, especially off the bench. So you come into the game, you're allowed to just jack up those 3-pointers. But of course, you earn that in practice. You show the ability that you can hit that shot. That's exactly the role that could be given to you in the game.
And he could be a big help para dito sa Quezon City. He did not play in their opening game against Malabon. And Quezon City really struggled from beyond the arc. Only 4 out of 26 for a 15% clip from the 3-point line. So perhaps ito si Caleb Tanchi could help in that department as another foul puts Rizal back at the free throw line.
Imagine shooting only 4 out of 26. Maybe they just converted 2 more. They would have pulled off that victory. They only lost by 5 points.
23 seconds remaining in the first quarter, as we would like to thank our partners Vivere Hotel and Resorts, Auto Asia, Doride, The Chosen One, and Atlantis 88. At the free throw line is Joshua Sulit, knocking down his first. And so far, Coach, itong Rizal really struggling from the field but has able to capitalize their opportunities at the free throw line.
Well, of course, that's one of the easier ways to get points on the board, you know, while you're still trying to figure out, you know, trying to find your offensive rhythm. Better teams or the better scorers usually just find a way to get to the line. And ito naman Quezon City, in 5 attempts, only have made 1. So it's still looking for some better efficiency here for Quezon City.
But they have a chance to score the last basket of the first quarter. The Junior Giants waxing hot from deep. We end the first quarter with Quezon City on top, 16-8.
Magkakaroon ng
Back with us here as we start the second quarter sa labanang Quezon City and Rizal. Ken Pangilinan alongside Coach Noy Africa. And Coach Noy, itong si Caleb Tanchi with the defensive stop has been really a revelation for Coach Justin Tan so far here.
Well, it seems like he just could be the missing piece for them. As we said earlier, in their first ball game, they only converted on 4 3-pointers already in one quarter. They've got 3 with itong si Tanchi going so far 2 out of 3 from the 3-point area.
All 6 of his points coming from beyond the box.
But I think he's very happy to have all the offensive help right now. You know, you can just concentrate on running the team because in the first game, very heavily relied on for scoring, even top scoring for Quezon City with 17.
And he actually hasn't looked for his shot here. Wala pang field goal attempt. Ito si Rans Moyuela. As compared to last game where he had 14 of those. Only made 3. 3 out of 14 nga lang siya nun. But so far, Quezon City doing a good job. Samantala, itong Rizal trying to find the switch as Murillo knocks down a free to open things up here for their team here in the second quarter.
Well, actually, itong si Murillo, another one of those recruits ni Coach John from the Arellano Braves, I mean.
And a turnover against Quezon City. Ito si Rans Moyuela trying to find ito si Caleb Tanji off the pick and pop. But meanwhile, that 3-pointer gives itong Rizal some breathing life here. Cuts the lead down to 6 points, 17-11. And itong Quezon City trying to force turnovers. Antazo trying for that difficult layup. Cordaño goes to Galindez. Caleb Tanchi. Pick and pop Frey. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Caleb Tanchi with his third 3.
Providing a very interesting dimension here for Coach.
Hurrying that triple once again. 9 points. Tatlong tres para dito kay Caleb Tanchi. Actually was lost for words after that attempt. But meanwhile, a good reply galing dito kay Paul Reguera. And Paul Reguera with a 3-point play, and that power move is brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL.
But you always like to have players who are able to attack the basket, but unfortunately not able to complete that 3-point play.
If you're Quezon City, Coach Noy, what have been the things that have been working so far para sa upunan ni Coach Justin Tan?
Well, definitely so far, they've been shooting very well from the field, 53%. That's a high percentage. You know, eventually that's gonna drop, and they will definitely need to rely on their defense to try and hold off what we expect to be a comeback eventually coming from the Rizal switch fibers.
And for Rizal naman, I talked to Coach John Wilson earlier, and he says that chemistry is still an issue for the squad, but he's really expecting itong boys niya to really compete as they've had multiple practices already, and they had tune-up games against Antipolo, who played yesterday. And let's see if they could find a way to come back into this ball game. They are down by 7 points, 6-35 in the second quarter. Reguera finds Espinosa inside.
Definitely yung chemistry issues, that will come with time, but you know, sometimes you just have to rely on the individual talents of these kids and hope that they grow together.
Caleb Tanchi, just a man possessed so far, just firing 3 after 3 after 3-pointer.
Well, I guess until the law of averages catches up with him, I think the game plan is just to let him keep shooting. Well, that's for Quezon City. If you're Rizal, I don't think you'd want Caleb Tansi to be getting all these looks from the outside.
A cause of concern for Quezon City, 6 and 12 remaining in the second quarter. Penalty na sila dito agad, Coach Noy.
Very early, and especially since hirap na hirap nga tong Rizal from the field, only 27%, giving them a chance to get hot from finding their rhythm. Shooting by sending them to the foul line will not be very advisable, especially since itong si Sean Antazo has yet to score until that free throw conversion.
0 of 5 so far from the field. Ito si Sean Antaso. Galindez streaking inside. Sean Galindez. Good aggressive drive to the hoop. Pads their lead up to...
Well, I think that was really a case of the ball handler really attacking too early. He should have waited for Atienza to set that screen.
Perhaps to si Rans Moyuela trying to get back at Murillo on the other end. This has been a fun matchup so far. Murillo versus Moyuela. Kick out pass, Distrito. That free bouncing off the rim as a double foul underneath. Approaching the halfway point of the second quarter.
You know, that's what I like about our referees. They're very sharp, especially with the unsportsmanlike fouls, you know, the unnecessary contact, and they're not hesitating to call those double fouls. Kasi sometimes referees would just let it go dahil wala namang advantage because they pretty much cancel each other out. But, you know, just to maintain, the proper decorum on the court, they need to make those calls sometimes.
22-17, baseline inbound for Rizal switch fiber. Antazo again drawing a foul.
He can finish off the penetration, but one thing that he also does well is get to the foul line.
And Sean Antazo from Binangonan is set to play for the Lecran Squires in the NCAA. And he will have the luxury of being teammates with one Andy Gemao.
Well, for sure, if you get to defend Andy Gemao day in and day out, hindi ka ba naman mag-improve? But of course, that arguably is the best high school basketball team right now.
Meanwhile, let's check in with
As they step foot on the court. Your thoughts on this, Ken and Coach Noy?
No, Mikey, we both talked to Coach John Wilson earlier, and he really wants to develop that relationship, and he's really learning on the fly as a coach after being a player for so long, and that's gonna come in handy here as we have a long tournament here, Coach Noy.
That's right. Again, chemistry will be a big factor here, although he does have, I think, 4 to 5 players who came from Arellano, the high school team of Arellano. While on the other end naman, Quezon City does have already that advantage in chemistry because the core of this team plays for LaSalle Green Hills. So it's just a matter of gelling with the other recruits that joined their team.
Sean Antaso will head to the line once again. And that chemistry, that relationship is gonna develop over time dahil this is a very long tournament, Coach Noy. Let's just remind our viewers that we have 22 teams from each division. Those teams will be divided into two, the North and the South. So, 11 teams po yan will battle it out in a single round robin within their division. So, all teams will have at least 10 games each. So, yung number 11 team, the last place team, will be eliminated. The top 6 teams will advance outright to the quarterfinals. Tapos meron tayong play-in tournament, Coach. Yun yung masaya doon, 7, 8, 9, and 10 to grab those 7 and 8 spots in the quarters. As Espinosa on challenge inside. And they actually take the lead here, 23-22 with 3 and 18 left in the second quarter.
So yun, most duplicate that feat here.
Distrito trying to answer back. Espinosa. drives. Intercepted by Del Rosario, but miscommunication between him and Rans Muyuela gives itong si Sean Antaso to score his first field goal of the first half.
And what a way to score going up against the threes of Quezon City.
It's been a 3-point shooting spree so far for Quezon City. As we take a look at Sean Antaso skying high for the layup. 25 all, 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
So just like that, itong Rizal just turning the tables here in the second half.
Interception, Tubong Banwa all the way. These acrobatic moves by Sean Antaso. 27-25 here with 1 minute and 53 left in the second quarter.
Lahat ng mga participant.
Itong Quezon City as Rans Muyuela gets the bang in the bucket. They have been knocking down multiple three-pointers here. Their offense really humming as that power move is brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL.
At that time, I think Muyuela just decided to, my teams have done a lot already in scoring. I think it's time for me to join this scoring parade, and that extends that lead back up to 5 points.
Itong Rizal naman, briefly took the lead here, but they've been turning the ball over so far. But before those series of turnovers para dito sa Rizal, what has been the key to their success after being down by 9? They were able to come back and had a 1-point lead earlier.
Well, I think it's really their just the commitment for them to try and attack that basket, and yun nga, si Antaso started to hum by attacking the basket, and yun nga, they also got to the free throw line a lot more dahil nga maaga ito nag-penalty ang Quezon City.
Caleb Tanchi with his 4th triple of the ball game. We still have 1 minute and 18 seconds left in the first half.
Single-handedly, Caleb Tanchi has really just turned up itong 3-point shooting for the Quezon City Junior Giants.
Atienza grabs the rebound. Approaching the 1-minute mark of the second quarter.
Kick it out, they repost, and if yung teammates sila are looking for that repost, they get that ball back. As ito nga si Caleb Tanchi already with 4 makes from the 3-point area. And nung first game nila, 4 as a team. But this time, Caleb Tanchi on his own, already with 12 points, all coming from the 3-point area.
And good job by Coach Justin Tan with his minor adjustment here, inserting ito si Caleb Tanchi to provide that 3-point shooting para sa kanila. And again, they secure the basketball here via a Rizal turnover. 34 seconds left. Long 3-pointer on its way. That is way short. But Justin Del Rosario, good save galing dito kay Tubong Banwa to give Del Rosario that basket.
Timeout, Rizal switch fire. 33 or 35.
And Quezon City, after briefly giving up the lead, They come back here and they establish their first double-digit lead of the match, 35-25 with 28.5 seconds left in the second quarter.
Lahat ng mga participants at mga
Back with us here inside the University of Perpetual Health System Dalta, as Quezon City opening up a 10-point lead late here in the second quarter. Rizal coming off a timeout. How will they execute this offensive possession? Pull up three. Where is it?
Well, that just might be a big shot here. That's something they can build on to build momentum for the second half.
Paul Reguera with a big three-pointer as the time winds down here. As Pagalilan, did he beat the buzzer?
I think it's going to be very close. But the referees decide to count it.
Pagalilawan just in the nick of time getting that shot to drop, as Quezon City at the half will have a 9-point lead, 37-28. Our halftime interview in just a bit when we return, only here on the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
lahat ng mga participants at mga bisita na nandito ngayon. Magandang araw po sa ating lahat.
Welcome back to the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Inaugural Season 18 Under. I am now here with Attorney Taying Arcilia, the team consultant of Rizal, and Assistant Coach Daniel Silverio of Quezon City. Attorney, if you were to evaluate po what the team has been showing right now, what do you think can they do better to hopefully win this game?
I think the team will recover later on. Ano? Yan yung opening day jitters. No? But I think we need to stick to the rotation at saka yung place namin. No? So I think we will be in
Nakakabahan pa sila. So sabi namin sa practice, kumpiyansa lang, tsaka go hard lang lagi. Ayun.
Thank you, Coach. And there you have it, Attorney Taying Arcilia and Assistant Coach Daniel Silverio. We will be right back after this short break.
ating
Noy Africa and Coach, really strong start dito para sa Quezon City. Their biggest lead was at 10 points. Although itong Rizal was able to come back in the second quarter, briefly held the lead 23-22, but Quezon City countered with
6 3 points, essentially having the same output of Quezon City in their previous game all to himself. But in the first half, itong ang Quezon City shooting very well from the field, 53%, only 33% here for Rizal. And from the three-point area, of course, spiked by the 4 out of 6 coming from Caleb Tanchi, 6 out of 12 total for Quezon City for 50%. Itong Rizal, 3 out of 9, including that late three-pointer from Paul Reguera in the first half. Free throw area, medyo ito yung cause for concern for Quezon City, only 3 out of 10, 30%, while Rizal shooting a very decent 7 out of 11. Another thing here, turnover-wise, only 6 for Rizal, but out of those 6, converted to 12 points of turnovers nitong Quezon City, while on the other hand, itong Rizal, despite forcing 8 turnovers, only converting that to 5 points of turnovers. And going to the top scorers, of course, Caleb Tanchi with 12 points, all coming from three-pointers. You have Muyuela eventually finding his scoring groove. And on the other end, it's the backcourt tandem of Sean Antazo and Murillo leading the way with 6 points each.
And you talk about those turnovers, mas onti nga, surprisingly, ito Rizal with only 6. But itong Quezon City having 12 turnover points, we could say na almost, if not all of the turnovers itong Rizal have been converted into points para dito sa Quezon City. So they've been really doing a great job, much like in their last game, although they lost that game against Malabon, of turning turnovers into points, really paying the passing lanes. But Coach, so for Rizal naman, anong game plan nila, anong adjustments rather, ang kailangan nilang gawin coming into the second half?
Well, first things first, the minute they see Caleb Tanchi check into the ballgame, they need to have someone to locate him all the time and make sure that he doesn't get open shots. But on the offensive end, I think they really need to be might need to be a little more deliberate on offense. You know, they cannot be just attacking the basket and, you know, not running their plays. Trust the system and, you know, that offense will take care of itself.
And itong Quezon City will have Caleb Tanchi coming off the bench as well to start the second half. As we've got Solis, Murillo, Espinosa, Balili and Antaso starting in the third para dito kay Coach John Wilson. Samantala naman for Quezon City, we've got Lumbo, Atienza, Moyuela, Tubong Banwa, and Del Rosario. Rizal, shot clock winding down. Espinosa, tough angle to Banwa, but Balili was there for the recovery. Out of control, and he was whistled for a traveling violation.
You like how quickly itong Quezon City just gets back in transition, and that time they force a turnover from Rizal.
8 and 10 remaining in the third. Moyuela finds Tubong Banwa in the left corner. Attacks. Kicks it out. Moyuela. Three-pointer is good.
Well, Moyuela nga only waking up very late in the second quarter. Has been content.
Animated on the sidelines. As we take a look at that three-pointer galing dito kay Rans Moyuela.
You can see Coach John Wilson all the way to the end of the bench. I think he's just controlling himself from, might end up saying something he might regret.
Such an animated player, whether he is playing or as a coach. Moyuela pull-up jumper is good.
No, definitely Moyuela really loves those the second half.
Coach John Wilson suing for time. His team down by 14 points, 42-28 with 6:55 left in the third. Back with us here as we take a look at Miss Patricia Bermudez Hizon, and on her right side is their son. Ito si Paul Hizon, who will be playing in the 16 under division for Quezon City. As we would like to thank our sponsors, Vivere Hotel and Resorts, Auto Asia, Doride, The Chosen One, and Atlantis 88. Rizal with a slow start in the third. 42-28 ang ating talaan dito. Coach John Wilson not a happy customer at the moment. His team scoreless so far in this quarter. As they try to change that, mintis doon ang sidestep layup ni Reguera.
Well, we could hear Coach John Wilson really very animated during that timeout and really not happy with the way his team started the second half.
Reguera on the attack, kicks this out. Solis, three-pointer, and finally they score their first points of the third.
Really, you don't want to give Quezon City that telling run already early in the third quarter.
Moyuela, pinasa muna kay Lumbo. Tubong Banwa, kicks it out. Moyuela again! On target from deep.
He just turns into a different player, especially offensively. During the second half, this is already the second straight game that he's done this.
Already in double figures with 13 points. Reguera gets fouled on the way up.
And more problems coming for Rizal with Caleb Sanchi set to check in.
Take a look at that three-pointer all the way from the north. Rans Moyuela. As Quezon City re-establishes a 14-point lead.
If you're Coach Justin Tan, you really love, that maturity coming from your point guard position, knowing when it's time for him to actually, turn on that switch and get his scoring game going.
1 of 2 from the line, galing dito kay Paul Reguera. And battle for the loose ball, and it's a jump ball. Possession arrow pointing sa panig ng Rizal switch fiber.
When you say battle for the loose ball, literally that time that was a real battle for the loose ball.
Coach Noy, what do you think has been the biggest headache so far for Coach John Wilson? Early timeout here in the third.
Well, I think really it's the patience of his players, especially on offense. They're not really, moving that ball. They're just pretty much going one-on-one against a very disciplined Quezon City Young Giants defense.
And a foul call against Quezon City, and the team fouls creeping up on the side of the guys in white. That's already their fourth team foul. We're at the halfway point of the third. 45-32 is our score.
We have to remember in the second quarter, that was when Rizal made their move, when Quezon City got into early foul trouble. I think they got into the penalty with more than 6 minutes remaining.
Found Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL.
Very quietly having himself a game. Itong si Juan Espinosa now already with 6 points and 6 rebounds.
Really providing the energy underneath. JC Espinosa unable to complete the three-point play, but cuts the lead down to 11. Cordaño has been silent in this ball game so far, only 4 points.
Magandang umaga.
Back with us here inside the University of Perpetual Health System Dalta in Las Piñas as we bring you the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL inaugural season. And Quezon City in front by 11 points, 45-34. Caleb Tanchi, first half, 12 points, 4 threes. Cordaño at the right corner. Sends it to Caleb, being guarded by Espinosa. Using that screen. Popping out is his teammate, that's John Constantino. Bagong pasok.
A three-pointer hurting Rizal.
Cordaño directing traffic para dito sa mga nakaputi. He goes to Constantino. Just knocked down a jumper earlier. 7 seconds on their shot clock. Muyuela being harassed. And Murillo forces a turnover.
A good defensive possession that time for Rizal, and they're going to need to make a lot more of those stops.
And offensive foul ang tinawag dito as Rance Moyuela heads to the bench with 13 points. Shooting really well, has done a good job picking his spots. 4 out of 5 from the field after being really inefficient in their last game. 3 out of 14. Nice find inside as the bucket goes para dito kay JC Arcibal. Take a look at that once again. Reguera. A nice find inside, and that power move is brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL.
Well, that will definitely improve over time. Eventually, where your teammate likes to score, and you look for them in those positions where they want to score. And that time, Reguera setting up his teammate properly.
And Rizal forcing a turnover under 3 minutes remaining in the third. So for those who are just tuning in, Quezon City was off to a hot start. Rizal was able to take the lead briefly in the second quarter, but Quezon City with a strong finishing kick to lead by 9 points at halftime. And ngayon, they are now up by 10 points. Biggest lead so far was at 14. Galindez. Constantino offering a pick. Santi Rom again, that's the Prince, Vince Hizon.
With the Queen.
The Queen, ha? Miss Patricia Bermudez Hizon. Their son and their nephew playing later in the 16-under matchup. Quezon City, who won their opening assignment last Sunday at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center in San Juan. And 0 of 2 from the line on that trip. Galindez, tough jumper, no good. Forward pass, Distrito. Wow, good find. Arcibal streaking in for the layup.
Well, that was a touchdown pass if I ever saw one.
That's the lead down to 8. Approaching the 2-minute mark of the third. Cue, another forward pass. Solis, good catch. But bothered by the defense ng Quezon City. Galindez. Oh, what a move! Oh my God!
After 2 ill-advised shots from Galindez that time, perfect use of the Pinoy step. That's pretty much Pinoy step right there.
Back to a 10-point lead. Cue hands it off. And the defense again working para dito sa Quezon City. Gordanio gets halted on his tracks.
Good transition defense that time from Rizal, snuffing.
Gotta see this one more time. Just a scintillating finish galing dito kay Carl Galindez.
You like to see players use, counters effectively. Meron kasi iba na, pre-program na yung gagawin nila na sometimes it's not even necessary. But that time, just the perfect use of a counter there from Galindez.
Arcibal, meanwhile, knocks down his first free throw. 2 for 2. Back to an 8-point lead. 82 seconds remaining. Romero did do a good job escaping the defense to Rizal, but Tanchi overcooking ng technical foul dito.
Technical improvisation to go. Result switch fiber.
I think Coach John Wilson was asking for a foul called on that previous play.
Pleading his case with the referees. Let's take a look at that again. What do you think, Coach Noy?
He may have been hit initially, but the referees did not think that it was too excessive. Although actually Coach John has a case, but really this is a case that it's usually not heard. Even if you try to explain the referees, even for the referees, even if they make a mistake, they just cannot keep changing calls, but because you don't want to be setting a precedent, showing the coaches that you change calls whenever they complain.
Part of his coaching staff are the players from the Quezon Huskers and former CEU Scorpions Alvin Abundo and JK Casino, as a 3 knocked down by Rafa Romero. Finally, Rafa Romero at the left corner.
It's already a good showing here for Quezon City from the 3-point area after going 4 out of 26 in their opening game. Already 9 out of 17.
52.9%. That's really a strong clip from the line.
It's coming from 15% in their previous game. So a marked improvement. And it's no longer only about Caleb Tansi. Si Caleb Tansi only with not only but 4 3-point.
Sa Quezon City in the third quarter after only scoring 5 points in the first half. Scores 8 here in this quarter, now has 13 points.
Well, I think Muyuela really appreciated the fact that itong si Tansi did step up in the first half, and it allowed him to find his rhythm, and you could just see him starting to fire the minute the second half started.
50 seconds left, 9-point lead para sa koponan ng Quezon City. And Rizal really applying the pressure here. Trying to come back. Still within striking distance. Galindez hounded by a double team, and good job by the Rizal switch fibers on defense.
Well, if you're Galindez or anyone trying to retrieve that forward pass when you cross the half court, you have to be aware where the defense is going to be, because he pretty much dribbled into a double team that time.
Distrito gets whacked, and that's 2 free throws once again for Rizal. And that's something that has been working para sa kanila. They've been able to draw fouls, get to the free throw line. So far, 13 out of 21. Although hindi masyadong maganda yung percentage, but still yung volume, you gotta like that on the side of Coach John Wilson, Coach Noy.
Well, definitely, since hirap na hirap nga sila on the offensive end, only shooting 35%. Being able to get 21 opportunities to get additional points is a big plus, but you'd want them to improve their efficiency from the foul line.
We would like to thank Vivere Hotel and Resorts, Auto Asia, Doride, The Chosen One, and Atlantis 88. Sayang yung mga free throws dito ng Rizal. Muyuela. Haza Atienza steps back. No good on that 3-point attempt. Arcibal streaking down the lane. They actually had an opportunity to have the last shot here. 13.3 seconds left. Quezon City up by 9 points, 52 to 43.
Well, if you're Rizal, you really want to score here. Something to build on for when the fourth quarter comes.
Baseline inbound here, Kwe. Mid-range jumper, no good. Arcibal inside, great effort. He has really been big para sa kanila here in the third quarter. Talking about itong si JC Arcibal after having only 3 points in the first half. Eh ngayon, he has a total of 12 here.
See some more production coming off for Rizal. They still have a lot of fouls to give here.
So Arcibal with 11 of his 14 coming here in the third. Muyuela pulling up. And that will be the end of what has been an action-packed third quarter. Rizal able to cut Quezon City's lead to 7, 52-45. Fourth quarter in just a bit when we return only here on the Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Maraming salamat sa ating Commissioner, Chief Picasso, at sa lahat ng mga organizers for this event. Sa lahat ng mga team, lahat ng mga participants at mga bisita na nandito ngayon, magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Sa liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, ang Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Maraming pangarap ang natupad ngayong araw na ito. Maraming bagong talento ang mabibigyang pansin at maraming magkakaroon ng oportunidad ipakita ang galing nila sa larangan ng basketball.
Back with us here as we are about to start the fourth quarter of this match between the 8-8 Quezon City Junior Giants and the Rizal Switch Fiber, and the 18 under missing everything on that three. Espinosa no good. Cue. And unsuccessful on that trip ito Rizal, but Coach Noy, balikan natin nga in third quarter, 14-point lead. Rizal was able to cut the lead in half here, 7 points.
Well, actually, itong Rizal, they make their move whenever itong Quezon City gets into the penalty. So, if you're Quezon City, that's something that you really need to address, getting into early team foul and giving free throws to dito sa Rizal, who has so far been having a hard time from the field, only 35%. And whenever they get itong Quezon City into the penalty, that's really when they get more opportunities to trim that lead somehow. But I think they really need to make the run very early here in the fourth quarter.
JC Arcibal had 11 of his 14 points in the third. Del Rosario posting up itong si Espinosa, the up and under move.
Well, they haven't really gone too much underneath itong Quezon City, but you know, especially since they've already softened that defense up, because Rizal really needs to extend up to the three-point line. This may be the right time for them to go back inside.
Kickball violation. And Justin Del Rosario. Quiet day so far with only 4 points, but nonetheless, that was a sublime move inside.
And you'd always like to have that option to dump the ball inside.
Justin Del Rosario coming off a double-double performance against Malabon, 11 points, 10 rebounds. As a technical foul against Quezon City. So JC Arcibal at the line, trying to cut down this lead. And he does via that free throw. Has been huge here in the second half para dito kay Coach John Wilson. 8:45 left in the fourth. 54-46. Rizal with the possession. Cue pops out. And Solis loses the ball. Masasabi natin, unforced turnover na nga lang yun eh. Coach John Wilson barking out instructions on defense. Boyuela. They were able to get past the half-court line. Justin Del Rosario again from the left block, trying to carve out space. And a foul against, I believe, that will be against Espinosa.
Well, especially with the way Espinosa reacted, you know for sure that the foul was called on him. Trying to say that that was a charge, but just good use of the footwork there for Del Rosario.
Martin Tubon Banwa returns para dito sa Quezon City. Here he is. Drives inside and draws a foul. He will head to the line for 2 shots.
Well, right now, it's actually, well, Rizal already with 2 team fouls here. Quezon City all of a sudden just trying to attack that interior defense of Rizal after pretty much relying on their outside shooting for the first
3-point lead. Solis. Right corner 3 off the mark. Cordaño with a running start. He goes all the way, almost. Rebound by Rizal. 3-on-1 fast break. Antaso.
Full brunt of that shoulder. Talagang sinalo niya eh. So really just great positional defense there for Solis. Forcing the referees to call that offensive foul. So that's going to be the second team foul for Quezon City and 3 already for Rizal.
Reguera from the right flank. They swing the ball. Three-pointer still a problem para dito sa Rizal. But Espinosa will head to the line after being fouled after that offensive board.
You can see Espinosa actually is someone they really need to check itong Quezon City. Being able to retrieve those offensive rebounds and being able to convert this time, getting a trip to the foul line.
Coming off the bench, Espinosa in 24 minutes already has 6 points and 7 rebounds. But missing on that first free throw. 7 and 28 left in the third. 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Rizal cutting the lead back to 8. Coach Noy, itong Rizal, they've been knocking on the door. Pero ito yung 8-9 point barrier, yung hindi nila mabasag-basag so far.
Well, definitely, ito ang Quezon City has been able to get those timely baskets. And I think itong Rizal is really looking for that one run that will push them past that 8-point barrier. And sometimes for teams, parang the minute you cross that barrier, biglang, things become easier and you make the full comeback, as we see Solis with yet another good defensive play this time, drawing an illegal screen call on Rizal, on Quezon City, who is now officially already in the penalty, so any fouls they give will be free throws for Rizal.
May problema talaga nila yan, and a bad foul against Rans Moyuela. And now Paul Reguera has a chance to cut the lead down to 5 or make this a double possession ball game.
Again, you really hate for your
13 in the third. Has a bit struggled here in the final quarter, although maaga pa naman ito. 7 minutes and 3 seconds left. Reguera, 0 of 2 so far. And finally knocks down a free throw. Still a 3-possession ball game, 55 to 48. But they force a turnover, so Rizal doing all the right things so far on both ends to start out the fourth quarter. 3 minutes gone by. 7-point lead. As Coach Justin Tan will request for a timeout here. The lead of Quezon City cut down to 7. Magbabalik po ang Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Organizers.
Back with us here at the University of Perpetual Health System Dalta in Las Piñas, as we have a good one here. 7 minutes remaining in the fourth. 55-48 Quezon City. Ken Pangilinan with Coach Noy Africa. And Rizal has a golden opportunity to make this a 2-possession ball game. Good drive inside. Solis gets the ball back. 12 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. 3-pointer is good! Galing dito kay Sean Antazo.
They finally cut that lead down to less than 5 points, 4 points right now. Although itong Quezon City has been controlling, having the lead for majority majority of the ball game, you could feel that Rizal was really just one teammate who was more open in Solis. That lead is now down to just 2 points.
Approaching the 6-minute mark of the fourth, Galindez. Samala. Tough jumper but able to convert rather. The big man kicks it out. Tubong Banwa. Jumper off the mark. Solis nagmamadali dito. Reguera loses the basketball. Solis with a great recovery. Open free. Antazo. No! Tubong Banwa. Ang bilis ng palitan natin dito, Coach Noy.
Well, definitely, itong Rizal looking for, that one big shot.
Tanchi unable to convert on his three-pointers here in the second half as we approach the halfway point of the fourth.
Caleb Tanchi just really became a marked man here in the second half.
But take a look at this nice find. Antazo sets up Solis at hindi rin naman siya pinahiya doon. But Quezon City converting as well on the other hand, on the other end. 4-point lead para sa mga nakaputi, 57-53. Moyuela back into this ball game. Atienza, hook shot, bounces off the rim. Balili, pasok sa loob. Espinosa kicks it out. Arcibal, finger roll!
Definitely itong si Arcibal just waking up here in the second half. Now leads his team.
Getting into the gut of the defense. And the energy from the side nito Rizal switch fiber has really picked up.
It's really just a matter of finding that one guy to provide a spark. In the first half, it was Antazo trying to fill in that role, but itong si Arcibal nga just waking up here in the second half, pretty much fueling this rally for Rizal.
Lumbo knocks down his first 4 and 33 left in the fourth. 2 for 2. And a timeout requested by Rizal. They are down by just 4, 59-55 here in the fourth. Magbabalik po kami.
Mga bisita na nandito ngayon, magandang araw po sa
Back with us here as this has been a fun matchup so far, Coach Noy. Itong Quezon City was up 55-46 at the 8 and 18 mark, but itong Rizal was able to cut the lead via a 7-0 run. They got to within 2, but right now it's a 4-point lead, 59-55. And Rizal has certainly flipped the switch here.
But unfortunately for them, off a timeout, they're called for a inbound violation, 5-second inbound violation.
Atienza sa loob, wala. Cordaño gets whacked on his way up.
Cordano, who has been very quiet, especially in the second half, did have that good first quarter, but has really been quiet. They didn't really need much of his scoring, especially with Caleb Tanchi filling in for everybody pretty much in the first half, but has already been checked by the Rizal defense. So it's really up to Moyuela and Cordano to get that scoring rhythm back.
Cordano 0 of 2 from the line. 4 and 18 left in the fourth. Arcibal, strong second half. Espinosa sa loob, wala. Rebound, and wow, Balili has a chance to cut this to a single point. Strong move inside. And that is brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL.
That is definitely a power move right there. Being able to get the offensive rebound, going straight up, and an opportunity here to cut that lead to just a single point.
Flexing his muscles inside, itong si Vic Balili. Only his fourth point. Missing on that free throw. So still a 2-point lead. 4 na minuto na lang ang nalalabi sa ating fourth quarter. At Piensa drives baseline. Tries to kick it out, and Tubong Banwa unable to control that pass.
Bobbling that pass that time. Had he been able to catch just an excellent press break that time. That's coming off a sideline inbound. Espinosa finding Balili streaking into the rim.
And that end one play is brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL. 4 straight points galing dito kay Vic Balili. And they have come at a crucial juncture. Only 6 points total. And he gives Rizal the lead. 3 and 48 remaining in the fourth. Moyuela gets trapped. And bad news for Rizal. They are over the foul limit.
Actually, when the minute Coach John Wilson realized na they were already in the penalty, you could see some angst on his face because he was asking his boys to continue with the pressure, but unfortunately, ito nga, Moyuela will be sent to the foul line.
Has been really quiet in the fourth after exploding for 8 points, 8 of his 13 in the third quarter. Moyuela clanking that first free throw. 3 and 45 remaining. And he ties things up at 60.
Well, is there any surprise that we're gonna have another close wind-up here?
60 all. Quezon City applying a full court press. Antaso gets into the gut of the defense and scores.
And that's one way to attack the press, make them pay by aggressively attacking the rim.
11 points para dito kay Sean Antaso as Justin Del Rosario carves out space inside.
Just a big boy move that time for Justin Del Rosario.
Tied again at 62, 3 and 15 left in the fourth. Quezon City settling for a zone. Espinosa, and that's an easy call.
Very obvious yung chicken wing, and he did that right in front of the referee. At saka sobrang bagal, sobrang deliberate ng chicken wing. Talagang kitang-kita ng referee.
And itong si Espinosa, already his fourth foul.
Second hours, Rizal switch fiber, ring rubber best economy.
It's a technical foul, I believe, against the side nitong Rizal Switch Fibers.
For improper bench decorum, and you could see itong si Coach John Wilson knowing that it was his fault. I think he keeps on crossing the hash line
Oo.
and he has been repeatedly warned by the referees already about crossing that hash line.
And Moyuela gives Quezon City the lead back via the technical free throw. 3 and 8 remaining in the fourth. Rizal was down by 14 earlier in the third and have clawed their way back here. Caleb Tanchi this time goes inside, gets his own miss, and cleans up.
I didn't think he had that in his bag. He's been shooting nothing but 3-pointers for the first 3 quarters.
Murillo swings it to Antazo. 2 and 46 left in the fourth. Murillo gets blocked by Tanchi. And a foul against the side of Rizal. So 2 more free throws para dito kay Rans Moyuela. Take a look at that. Block galing dito kay Caleb Tanchi.
Just look at that length that you have in the wing. But that's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul called here on Rizal, which will mean free throws plus ball possession for Quezon City.
And Moyuela, so far, has struggled a bit from the line. 5 out of 9, but has 15 points. Now 6 out of 10. Again, the volume galing dito kay Moyuela. He was 8 out of 11 in their last game. Playing for LaSalle Green Hills in the NCAA. And itong Quezon City, although nakita na natin Caleb Tanchi, his very first appearance, we haven't seen the likes of Brian Hachuela and Gian Gomez, both who are really vital cogs para dito kay Coach Justin Tan. But Quezon City with a 5-point lead, turnover, Arcibal and Espinosa hanging on to the rim. Hindi sila nakakonvert doon. Moyuela sends it to Galindez. 2 and 22 left. Tubong Banwa from the right side being guarded by Espinosa. Del Rosario offering a pick. 6 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Left corner 3. Still no good para dito kay Tanchi. Solis. Antaso firing away. That's short. Battle for the loose ball. Moyuela gets it. And we are down to our final 2 minutes. Quezon City up by 5.
All of a sudden, yung offense ng Rizal really just bogged down by the defense.
Oh, what an impressive move galing dito kay Carl Galindez.
Si Galindez only has scored 6 points, but at least 2 of those baskets in spectacular fashion.
Kanina yung sidestep move a Solis. Oh! Big free plus a foul.
Just shooter's bounce that time. I didn't think that was gonna go in, but that ball just rolling back in.
And that shot was brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL. And itong si Clark Solis, just enough strength to put that shot in. And now makes this a single possession ball game.
Just when we thought that Quezon City was starting to get this game in the bag with a 7-point advantage, a 4-point play that time.
Great patience galing dito kay Justin Del Rosario. Gave itong si Espinosa a pump fake and got that inside points. 70 seconds left. Solis pulling up. No. He gets his own miss. Arcibal for 3. Knocks it down. Big shots coming from Solis and Arcibal. Only a 2-point lead. Galintes into the front court. And Caleb Tanchi unable to get to that pass. And Coach John Wilson maniniguro na dito. He will call a timeout with 56.4 seconds left in the fourth. His team down by 2, 71-69.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat po sa Panginoon sa magandang araw na ito.
Coach John Wilson mapping out their offensive play here. His team down by just 2, 71-69 with 56.4 seconds left in the fourth. Again, Ken Pangilinan po kasama si Coach Noy Africa. And Coach Noy, big baskets galing dito kay Solis and Arcibal. They were down by 7 points earlier on, 69-62, but a 7-2 run capped off by those 2 big triples have put them here, and a chance for them to tie this ball game. But interesting choice by Coach John Wilson electing to inbound the ball from the backcourt. So meron silang buong 24 seconds sa kanilang shot clock.
Well, one thing teams have to learn, including us in the panel, is just that no lead is safe here in the junior MPBL.
And three-pointer on its way! Oh my goodness! JC Arcibal! Back-to-back threes. 20 of his 23 points coming here in the second half. And he has put his team up by a point, 72-71 with 43.9 seconds left in the fourth. And we're gonna hold on to the air here, and Coach Noy, just a huge comeback galing dito sa Rizal. 10-2 run after being down by 7 points.
Of course, you gotta love the guts there by Arcibal to try and shoot for the lead that time. But of course, when you have a coach like John Wilson, it's no surprise that he would allow his player to go for the knockout blow, but still a long ways to go here. For Kansas City, they only need to settle down here. They haven't been really getting those shots to fall from the outside. They just might need to go back again to Del Rosario in the post. You know, if not to get the points, to at least get the defense to collapse and get their shooters open outside.
Moyuela to inbound. His team down by 1. He gets the ball back, being guarded by Murillo. Trying to find Del Rosario inside. Tubong Banwa. Moyuela for 3. That's short. Romero gets the ball back. Tanchi, high looper is good!
Why not?
Oh my goodness! Back and forth we go. 26 seconds left. Arcibal to Murillo. JC for 3. No! Battle for the loose ball. Tubong Banwa. They need to foul here. Rizal. Oh, they get the steal! But Antazo almost losing it. 9.5 seconds left. Coach Noy.
To let go. A place there by the referees choosing to let the kids play.
And they can review this one. With under the 2-minute mark tayo dito. Antazo trying to go for that layup.
Actually, it looks like the ball could go back to Quezon City, as why not? Caleb Tanchi, no surprise there, hitting a three-pointer. He's been like this all game long, just really no conscience, just really pulling the trigger each and every time.
And he really struggled actually from beyond the arc here in the fourth quarter after knocking down 4 in the first half. But has come alive at a crucial juncture, knocking down that big shot from beyond the arc, giving them the lead back 74 to 72. And this game has featured a game of runs by both squads. And the ball will remain with Rizal. Down by 2, 9.5 seconds remaining.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rizal will go for the win here.
Murillo to inbound. Kasama niya ngayon sa loob, Cue, Espinosa, Antazo, and the man of the hour for them, si JC Arcibal. On defense, we got Lumbo, Tubong Banwad, Del Rosario, Tanchi, and Rans Muyuela. And Coach John Wilson, papasok dito si Riguela. Knockdown, three-point shooter. Murillo will check out. Hold on to your seatbelts. Having trouble inbounding the ball, but ball remains on the side of Rizal. 8.9 seconds remaining.
Quezon City should be wary of the guy inbounding the basketball here.
Reguela to trigger it in. Reguera locates Arcibal against Lumbo. Attacks the basket and gets fouled. 4.9 seconds remaining. Two crucial free throws coming up for JC Arcibal.
Good decision that time for Arcibal to try and manufacture a trip to the foul line, but he does put himself in the pressure cooker.
And Arcibal, huge performance, 23 points. So far, perfect from the line, 6 out of 6. Gets the friendly bounce.
You almost jinxed him.
Hindi na nga ako nagsalita eh. And the crowd of Rizal on its feet. Chance to tie the ball game. And he does! Clutch free throws. 25 big points, 22 coming here in the second half.
But still a chance here for Quezon City. No timeouts left. If you're Rizal, the last thing you want to do is give up a foul.
2 seconds. Muyuela pulls one up. And that is no good as we are headed into overtime. 5 more minutes. 74 all. Magbabalik po kami dito lang sa Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.
participants at mga bisita na nandito ngayon. Magandang araw po sa ating lahat.
Back with us here at the University of Perpetual Health System Dalta in Las Piñas. Our very first overtime game in the Junior MPBL. We are all tied up at 74. Ken Pangilinan and Coach Noy Africa para sa labanang Quezon City and Rizal. Murillo kicks it out to Reguera. That three bounces off the rim and 2 free throws for Rans Moyuela. So yung penalty situation is gonna carry over here in overtime.
And that just might be a factor here in overtime.
How about the clutch free throws galing dito kay JC Arcibal to tie things up?
Yeah, not only that, those crucial baskets that came before that. But really just a great fight back here for Rizal. Just when we thought, I think that was a minute and 30 remaining. Quezon City was up by 7. But Rizal still able to force the overtime here.
Moyuela missing on his first 17 points. 7 out of 11 from the free throw line. And dito masusubukan ang kondisyon ng magkabilang kupunan. 1-point lead for Quezon City. Arcibal drives inside. Misses on that floater. Quezon City with the possession. Moyuela directing traffic using that Tanchi screen. Caleb pops out 4-3. No. Murillo with defensive board. Reguera barrels through the defense. And that's an offensive foul. Coach John Wilson in disbelief. Let's see that one more time. Rans Moyuela taking the hit.
Well, I think Coach John Wilson is claiming that Moyuela was still moving. However, Reguera did bulldoze into him. So I think more than the positioning there, it was really just excessive contact that time coming from Reguera.
Approaching the 4-minute mark of overtime. Galindez from the right flank. Being guarded by Arcibal. Moyuela, top of the key three. Too strong. Cordaño gets undercut. And he's holding on to his lower back here. And he is still down on the floor. Let's take a look. And Murillo was trying to go for the ball, but unfortunately took the legs out of itong si Eric Cordaño.
I wouldn't be surprised if he continues in this ball game.
He's now up, pero papaltan muna siya dito.
I think na itukod niya rin kasi yung elbow niya. He's trying to hold on to it.
And tingnan natin if he could still come back into this ball game, as Romero will head to the line for 2 shots.
Well, definitely you'd want Cordaño to try and get back into this ball game. Another player who can put pressure on the Rizal defense, especially in the interior. But ito nga, Rafa Romero converting on a crucial free throw here. Looking to extend this to a 3-point advantage, but the referees are signaling an unsportsmanlike foul here.
And we give a sportsmanlike foul for arm caging.
And we gotta see that replay. And that happened after Rafa Romero knocked down his second free throw. So it's 77-74.
And sportsmanlike foul. And sportsmanlike foul number 11, criteria number 1, Sean Antazo.
And I believe it's against Rizal's Sean Antazo.
That's going to be 4 personal fouls on Antazo that could make a difference here. Well, since it's an unsportsmanlike foul, it's going to be another free throw here for Caleb Tanchi, and they will be keeping ball possession.
It's now a 2-possession lead, 78-74. I wonder what happened there. Hindi ko masyadong nakita yung nangyari. Nagulat na lang ako, tumawag yung referee natin ng unsportsmanlike foul. But that's gonna be big. Rizal hasn't scored yet here in overtime with 1 minute gone by. Romero, so far only 5 points. Goes to Muyuela. Atienza, skip pass. Galindez falls onto the floor. Solis in transition, hands it off. Espinosa, wala, gets his own miss. And gets fouled on his way up.
You really love itong how Espinosa just finds way to contribute in the game. Doesn't really get plays called for him, but really just effort plays each and every time. I think that's already 10 rebounds for him.
And Aze Atienza joining itong si Francis Lumbo on the bench with 5 fouls. As Espinosa knocks down his first. 8 points and 10 rebounds. Playing 33 minutes. Two for two. As Balili will check back into this ball game. He will replace ito si Hue.
I think this is more for defensive purposes.
Romero escaping the defense. Moyuela, 4-3, no good. Ethan Tanchi gets the offensive board and another opportunity para sa Quezon City. 3:19 left in the fourth. The Junior Giants up by 2, 78-76, as we would like to thank Vivere Hotel and Resorts, Auto Asia, No Ride, The Chosen One, and Atlantis 88.
Well, definitely Quezon City knows this lead is not even remotely safe. Just a 2-point lead with more than 3 minutes remaining.
Moyuela to inbound. Gets it to Galindez. And it's an offensive foul. And it's gonna be against Harry Pagalilawan.
Number 13, Harry Pagalilawan.
And Pagalilawan also with 5 fouls.
I think Zone played for like less than 6 minutes.
Malili, mid-range jumper. Knocks it down. Tabla ulit tayo, 78 all. Approaching the 3-minute mark of the overtime period. Galindez. Del Rosario sends it to Romero. Loses the basketball. Espinosa rather with the retrieval. Reguera has struggled here. Arcibal, the high point man, and fumbles the ball. And possession mapupunta dito sa Quezon City.
Was trying to kick the ball up top. Unfortunately, ball slipped out of his hands and called for a dribbling violation that time.
Still a tied ball game. Rizal trying to pressure the ball here. Moyuela. They cross the half-court line. Caleb Tanchi Tough shot there.
Mayuela is still on the floor, hit his head on that previous play. But the referees couldn't stop play.
2.5 minutes remaining in overtime. Rans Mayuela. Hopefully it's nothing serious here. Has played a solid ball game here. 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 out of 10 shooting from the field, and 8 of 13 from the line.
Pretty much serving as the main court general here for the young Giants. This could be a crucial loss, but I feel like it's just gonna papagpagin niya lang to eh.
And just earlier on in this overtime period, Eric Cordaño checked out after his legs got hit by a Rizal player. And makita nyo rin underneath the rim, Tubong Banwa, perhaps suffering from cramps. So that's 3 players experiencing some sort of injuries here para dito kay Coach Justin Tan, but nonetheless, they have been really competitive here. 78 all, 2.5 minutes remaining in overtime. So
these kids have been forced to play extended minutes, especially since we're going into overtime. So it could be conditioning could be a case here, as you can even see itong si Espinosa for Rizal trying to stretch it out. I think he's starting to feel the effects of cramps also.
And for people just tuning into this game, itong Quezon City was up by as much as 14 points in the third quarter. Rizal was able to fight back in the fourth. Itong Junior Giants was up 69-62 at the 144 mark of the fourth. But Rizal just wouldn't quit, and they were able to force overtime here. And now we are tied at 74 all as Romero on target from 3.
Well, with Mayuela out, that time Rafa Romero just taking that 3-pointer gives them back the lead.
Reguera trying to answer back. Has been off the mark all day long. Here he is once again. Crossover. Goes inside. Good kick-out pass to Solis. Burying that big free.
Just big shot after big shot coming from both teams. It's going to be a charge.
Out of control there was Eric Cordaño. And that
It's going
is
to
it.
be 5 fouls.
So 4 na yung nag-foul out dito for Coach Justin Tan.
Just leading that time with the shoulder, hitting Balili, catching that shoulder squarely in the midsection. Automatic charge there for Cordaño.
1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in overtime. Arcibal pulls up. No good. QC with the possession. Romero. Tanchi open for 3. Bounces off. Del Rosario. Sa loob, wala. Tanchi with the putback.
That gives Tanchi a double-double, a 20-point, 10-rebound double-double, but definitely one of the biggest baskets in this ball game.
Reguera. Pumalaksak sa loob. Gets fouled from behind. And that's 2 free throws. Commissioner Keith Picasso on your screens, certainly enjoying this action. The very first overtime game we have here in the Junior MPBL. Reguera with 2 big free throws. Knocks in the first, only his 8th point. But a crucial juncture here. 64 seconds remaining in overtime. And Rizal has been able to knock down those crucial free throws. Tabla ulit tayo, 83 all. Galindez being bothered by the defense. Ito ni Murillo. Del Rosario sa loob. Gets it to go.
Some crucial baskets being scored here by Del Rosario. It's nice to have that option underneath for Quezon City.
2-point lead once again for the Junior Giants. Reguera forcing the issue and banks in that shot.
All of a sudden, Paul Reguera just taking charge of this Rizal offense, forces this tie at 85.
33 seconds remaining. Reguera, 4 of his 11 here in overtime as Rans Muyuela called for a traveling violation. Bola babalik sa Rizal.
So there is still going to be a 5-second differential, but
and a timeout requested here by Rizal. 29.3 seconds left. We are tied at 85 all. We'll be right back.
Dito ngayon, magandang araw po sa ating lahat.
.3 seconds left. Coach John Wilson of Rizal electing to inbound the ball from the backcourt. There's a 5-second differential between shot clock and game clock here. So Coach John Wilson trying to use as much time as possible. Reguera gets trapped. Balili. And that's a traveling violation. Bola mapupunta ulit sa Quezon City. Rafa Romero back into the ball game.
well, if you're Quezon City, you want to have the absolute last shot in this situation. You don't want itong Rizal to be getting another shot at this win.
Muyuela with a basketball, using that Del Rosario pick. Galindez drive, 7 seconds left, using his left hand. Del Rosario, put back attempt, no good. Tanchi floats one up, no good. And time expires here. We are heading into a second overtime. Both teams not giving an inch. 85 all. And what a ball game this has turned out. And please stay tuned. Magbabalik po ang Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Back with us here inside the University of Perpetual Health System Dalta in Las Piñas as we are headed into a second overtime period here between the Quezon City Junior Giants and the Rizal Switch Fiber in the 18 under division. Ken Pangilinan pa rin po kasama si Coach Noy Africa.
Well, Ken, it just wasn't enough for this to be the first overtime game of the season. Make that the first double overtime game.
And Quezon City was up 78-74 in the first overtime period, but Rizal, as always, knocking down those crucial free throws. Kaya tabla tayo ulit, 85 all. Paul Reguera with 4 of his 11 points coming into the first overtime.
Now back to the ball game.
And Sean Antaso, after sitting out, after committing an unsportsmanlike foul earlier on, is back into the game. Para dito kay Coach John Wilson, makakasama niya ngayon si Vic Balili, Clark Soles, JC Arcibal, and ito si Axel Cue.
Well, Sean Antaso actually already with 4 personal fouls, while on the other end, itong si Del Rosario also with 4.
And actually, it's Murillo, not itong si JC Arcibal ang nasa loob. So interesting. Para dito kay Coach John Wilson, JC Arcibal is the high point man so far for Rizal with 25 points, 22 coming off from the third and fourth quarters.
Well, I think they're just giving him a quick breather here.
Siya yung nakatayo doon, umiinom right behind their bench. As a traveling call against Mazo. Makakasama niya on the side of QC si Pagalilawan, Del Rosario, Galindez, and Tanchi. So Rans Moyuela still on the bench. After hitting his head on the floor. Still a tied ball game. 4 and 15 left in the second overtime. Tough shot by Axel Ke. Galindez. Tanchi fakes off itong si Murillo. Pagalilawan. Del Rosario bothered by a double team and he turns the ball over. Clark Soles pulls it out. Balili, mid-range J, in and out. Del Rosario with the basketball. 3 and 42 left in the second overtime. Galindez. Del Rosario offering a pick. The lift there by Tanchi. Goes inside. Tough shot. He gets the ball back as Del Rosario again waiting for his defender to fly by. And he will head to the line for 2 shots.
Actually, itong Rizal forcing Caleb Tanchi to put the ball down on the floor. Unfortunately for them, itong si Caleb Tanchi was able to recover the offensive rebound and finding his teammate wide open underneath. Itong si Del Rosario.
And alam mo, maganda dito kay Caleb Tanchi, Coach Noy. Nung first half, he exploded for 12 points, all on 3-pointers. Naka-4 siya agad in the first 2 quarters. We were wondering, what else can he offer kapag na-shutdown na yung kanyang 3-point shooting? And this time around, he's been securing those crucial offensive rebounds, giving second chance opportunities para dito sa Quezon City.
Well, he still did have, of course, that crucial 3-pointer in regulation, but really in the second half, just contributing in all other ways.
But Balili comes right back with that under goal stab. Tied ball game once again, 87 all, 3 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the fourth. Pagalilawan eludes the defense. Espinosa with the rebound. His 11th, closing in on a double-double. Reguera thinking free. Long three-pointer by Antazo, too strong. Quezon City with a defensive board.
Antazo has had a lot of rest here due to his personal foul situation. So let's see if he can wake up here in the second overtime.
But miserable shooting so far. 3 out of 14 from the field, 11 points. 13 seconds sa shot clock ng Quezon City. And battle inside. It's a jump ball between Antazo and Del Rosario. Possession arrow pointing to the side of the Rizal switch fiber. 2:39 left in the second overtime. Balik sa loob si JC Arcibal. Guarded by Romero. Goes to Antazo at the right flank. Dangerous pass. Arcibal recovers and draws a foul. 2 shots. Galing dito kay JC.
Actually gets bailed out that time. Itong si JC Arcibal. Already lost control of the basketball but bailed out with a foul call. And since both teams are in the penalty, there's just going to be 2 free throws that Arcibal just missed the first.
That's his very first miss here after going 8 out of 8.
Including those crucial free throws to force overtime early on.
1 out of 2 gives Rizal a 1-point lead, 88-87. 2:27 remaining in the second overtime period. Tanchi sends it to Romero, guarded here. Floats one up. Oh, tough shot!
Big basket there from Rafa Romero, showing that he can put the ball on the floor and he does have that floater game.
That's from around 20 feet as Espinosa goes up, gets whacked. He'll go to the line where he has been 3 out of 5. But take a look at that tough floater galing dito kay Rafa Romero. Using well itong pick ni Tanchi. Coach Justin Tan searching for answers. And JC Espinosa missing on his first.
But he still has an opportunity here to tie this ball game.
Doing a great job on the glass. And now has a double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds. Has played the most minutes here para kay Coach John Wilson as we are down to our final 2 minutes of the second overtime period. Rafa again tries for that floater. This time around, he gets fouled.
Well, you see there the effect of that earlier floater, even up high here. Being able to get the defender to commit to him and gets a trip to the foul line. Like maybe a few years back, that would have been a bad shot. But right now, itong si Rafa Romero able to get free throws out of that shot.
Rafa Romero, a better outing so far. All 11 of his points coming in either the second half and the overtime periods. So scoreless siya in the first 2 quarters. But has come out big para dito kay Coach Justin Tan. It's now a 2-point lead, 91-89. 1:50 left in the fourth. Reguera. Solis, top of the key. Goes back to Paul. Balili, they try to force the pass inside. But the defense of Quezon City intercepting that pass. Romero. Gutanchi drives. Gets blocked. Gets the ball back. Takes that high looper. Espinosa with his 12th board. 1:18 left. Reguera taking 3. No. Solis, put back attempt. Wala pa din. And Balili unable to control that rock.
Solis kind of rushed that shot in the same way that itong si Caleb Tanchi also rushed his mid-range jumper earlier.
Romero got pressured by the defense and bola babalik dito sa Rizal, down by 2.
Some costly turnovers here.
And Rans Moyuela hasn't suited up here in the second overtime period. Solis. Reguera at the right flank again this time. Attacks the basket and draws a foul. And he will head to the line for again 2 more crucial free throws.
Number 12, Rafael Romero, his second.
Definitely, Quezon City is missing their floor leader in Moyuela, who I think is still being treated for hitting his head on the floor earlier.
Reguera knocked down 2 crucial free throws in the first overtime period rather. And here he is again, good on his first. Scoring is 12 points so far. 58.7 seconds left as we would like to thank Vivre Hotel and Resorts, Auto Asia, Doride, The Chosen One, and Atlantis 88.
And I think the offense of Rizal just really got better the minute they let itong si Reguera initiate the offense in more of a point forward capacity.
Paul Reguera, deemed their best knockdown shooter by Coach John Wilson, who himself has been one heck of a gunner during his playing day. He's still playing for the Jensen Warriors in the MPBL. Talking about Mr. Sexy Shot, Mr. John Wilson. Reguera a chance to tie the ball game once again. Clanks off the rim, but a crucial board by Espinosa. Reguera gets the ball back, 9 seconds. Attacks, gets fouled once again. Oh no! Referee signaling for a traveling violation.
Well, the referee did have a direct look at that move.
What do you think of that call?
I think that just might be a legitimate move there for Reguera, but the referee is deciding that it was a traveling violation.
Romero escaping the defense. Good fake by Tanchi. Extra pass. Romero, three-pointer. No good. 14th board para dito Espinosa. Reguera onto the front court. 28 seconds. Arcibal sa loob. Almost losing the ball. Reguera for 3. It's short. Quezon City up by a point. 19.1 seconds remaining.
I think Reguera kind of rushed that shot. Still had 9 seconds. He could have still looked for a better shot, but that was a wide open shot, and Coach John Wilson does not even mind.
Although, pinaltan muna si Reguera dito. Perhaps a sign of fatigue. 19.1. They need a defensive stop or a foul here. Talking about tong Rizal. They try to trap itong si Rafa Romero on the corner. And they get the steal. Solis! Oh! What a defensive sequence para dito sa Rizal.
Well, the guy who forced that turnover is still on the floor.
But great job of Rizal not electing to foul, trying to go for the steal, and they get that. And Solis completing that with a layup on the other end. Lamang dito ang Rizal, 92-91. Coach Justin Tan calling for a timeout here with 10.7 seconds left.
Well, really good decision there. You know, before even thinking of fouling, they put a lot of ball pressure, and unfortunately, itong si Romero got trapped in the corners. And the guy who was actually responsible for forcing that turnover hit his head on our door ride ad board there. Slow to get up, but you know, being able to force that turnover. Itong si Solis then converting. But it's still 10.7 seconds here, and it doesn't really make sense for Quezon City to inbound the ball in the backcourt. They're going to inbound it from the front court, and I think it's going to be either Romero or Tanchi being set up from the outside, or they might just dump the ball down into Del Rosario in the post.
Galindez to inbound. Romero flashes to the left corner for three!
Making it up right away.
Big three-pointer by Rafa Romero. Oh, actually, yes, that was a big three. His foot behind the line. And it's now a 2-point lead for Quezon City with 8.2 seconds remaining. And if you're Rizal, what do you need to do here, Coach Noy?
Well, still a lot of time here, 8.2 seconds. You don't even need to go for a three. All you need to do is get a quality shot and maybe try to force another overtime, Ken.
We'll see about that, but this has been a wild finish.
Well, but I don't think itong Rizal will hesitate on trying to escape with the win here. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a three. But definitely that ball will go to either Reguera or Arcibal. You know, try to make the right play. But that ball will fall into the hands of one of those two.
8.2 seconds left. Rizal with the basketball down by 2, 94-92. Time and time again, they have come back here. They were down by as much as 14 points. Murillo to trigger against Tanchi. Sends it to Arcibal. Off-balance three, short. And Del Rosario grabs the rebound with 3.9 seconds remaining. Both teams with no more timeouts.
Well, Arcibal that time actually a good setup job there, flashing to the corner, but I think he did rush that shot.
Actually, it's a case of him not having his feet set eh. Pagsalo niya, parang nagtinikling muna siya before trying to gather himself for that shot as Del Rosario.
He also did see the defense closing out, so he kind of rushed that shot.
He misses. So Rizal still alive.
Even if Del Rosario hits this, it's still a one-possession ball game.
But they would have to make use of the full length of the court here with only 3.9 seconds remaining. Del Rosario, big free throw coming up. Bounces off. Rizal. Del Rosario tapping it as time will be sorted out here. And that is it. Referees signaling the end of the ball game as Quezon City survives, winning it in double overtime over the Rizal Switch Fiver, 94-92.
Well, although itong si Rafa Romero actually had a brilliant overtime, even hitting that marginal three-pointer. Really just a super grind here for Quezon City. Each and every time that they think they've got this thing wrapped up, itong Rizal just keeps on fighting back, especially with the efforts of guys like Arcibal, who top scored with 26 points, Reguera with 12, Espinosa worked on had a double-double with 10 points and 14 rebounds in 40 minutes of action. And of course, Justin Del Rosario also contributing for Quezon City, but I think the really just very consistent all game long has been Caleb Tanchi finishing with 20 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Coach John Wilson not happy. He thought there should have been time left here. But great effort by Rizal coming back down by as much as 14 points. And we check our Atlantis 88 move of the game here. So many moves to choose from here, Coach Noy. And this finish by Balili was our Atlantis move of the game. Take a look at that. Now you see me, now you don't. Vic Balili, who came up with 2 huge baskets also in the 4th quarter. But unfortunately for them, they will drop their first assignment here as Mikey Abueg is now with our best player of the ballgame.
I am now here with our Atlantis 88 Junior MPBL 18 under player of the game, Caleb Tanchi with 20 big points. Caleb, you weren't able to play your first game for the team, and now we had 2 overtimes. What was going through your mind during the last minutes of this game?
Well, first of all, I want to give all the glory and praise to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He was the one that allowed me to play this game. And it's not just my effort, it was a team effort. And the last moments, I just caught the ball and I just shot it.
Now, do you have any shout-outs?
I just want to shout out to my mom. It's actually her birthday today. And the whole team, as we all did a good team effort despite the many injuries.
Congratulations once again to you and your team. And now back to the panel.
Thank you very much, Mikey. A splendid performance galing dito kay Ethan Tanchi with 20 points and 13 rebounds, leading his team to victory here. And Quezon City bouncing back from their opening day loss. They go up now to 1-1. And this was really something to behold, this game. Dahil nga itong Quezon City was leading all throughout this ball game, went up by as much as 14 points in the 3rd. Rizal refusing to go away, and they were able to force overtime here, but unfortunately for them, kinapos lang sila dito as the Junior Giants prevail in double overtime over the Rizal Switch Fiver 94 to 92. Hindi pa tayo tapos. We still have the 16 under matchup between QC and Rizal. So stick with us. Don't go away. Only here on the Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.